Welcome back to Cabin Fever Dreams, everyone. And for those who remember it, welcome back to POSTcontent. For some of you, this will be a long-awaited update to finish off coverage of the series, and for everybody else, it'll be a brand new adventure. POSTcontent is an immersive unfiction project that began on December 23, 2018, and quickly captured the attention of several unsuspecting YouTube viewers with some visuals that both scared and captivated. Before we get into it, however, a word of caution. This is a story that deals with serious subject matter in the vein of self-casualty and the feelings that drive people to commit such an act. If this is an issue for you as a viewer, this is your warning, and I advise you not to engage in watching POSTcontent. If you feel fine with proceeding, I encourage you, as always, to watch the content first. I have a playlist in the video description that you can use to view POSTcontent in sequential order. If your time is really limited and you don't want to miss any of the extra bits connected to videos, however, there is the first deep dive full video I made on POSTcontent back in 2019. It covers everything up to the point that POSTcontent reached at the time, which was a lot of content, and in this current video, we'll be picking up from that point. So, if you've never seen POSTcontent, or you did see the video but need a full refresher course, I would definitely watch my video, POSTcontent, Haunted Therapy, and YouTube Tutorials, and consider it a part 1, with this being part 2. That link is in the video description for you. I'll give everyone who wants to watch the series, or that first video of mine, or both, about 5 seconds to pause and go do that, and then we'll pick up here. All set? Excellent. Now, for all of you who said no to both of the previous options to catch up on the series and hung around hoping I would give a summary to fill you in anyway, yeah, that's right, I caught you. Yeah, I did. And sure, I'll do it. But you'll have to get the quick version that has to jump over a lot of excellent content because it just doesn't make sense to do a massive retread. But here it goes. Our main character, Post, began uploading videos in December 2018 showing monsters antagonizing him at home, all while playing it off as if it's just something annoying to deal with and providing video tutorials on his process. His bedroom made him look like he might have been a serial killer, but we came to understand that his preparations had nothing to do with that hobby. Instead, he was in a shocking cycle of dying, being reborn, and having to dispose of his previous self, sometimes in ways that let his old corpses hang around to torment him as new monsters. It's always pleasant to get a phone call from an old self you thought was dead and be told how close you are to becoming the next body, isn't it? At the same time, we gained evidence that Post was under the spell of a company called Easy Go Solutions, who were seemingly there to help him with his issues, but soon appeared to be entirely in control of the situation. Post found himself living in an abandoned building while facing his demons and dealing with his feelings for a faceless girl who apparently lived online and was part of the company. Complicating things further was the body bag containing a previous post that argued with him, casting doubts on his feelings and behaviors. In time, Post let us know that he wasn't doing well, hinting that his favorite rope was the one tied around his neck, and a secret video showing a noose dancing to some music appeared, alluding to the idea that his monsters weren't just physical things. But within a few uploads, Post began making progress, approaching and disposing of his monsters, dropping them into the abyss. Post received a love letter that alluded to being from someone with direct ability to control his situation, and we came to find that its sender, the faceless girl, was haunting him while he slept. His situation also appeared to be a simulation crafted by Easy Go Solutions. Accessing their website revealed the program was referred to as Easy Link, and the faceless girl was set to friend mode. Entries illuminated how the monsters we've seen were crafted, and their effects on Post studied, all for the purpose of guiding him towards better mental health. Even the version of him wrapped in the garbage bag was meant to help. The final video we experienced from Post was called Food Tutorial, which featured him walking around at night, discovering his noose on the ground and moving on, finding a head of lettuce in a barn. He ate the lettuce, convinced that it was healthy, and threw it up a bit later before succumbing to sleep. Now, for everything that's happened since. We begin with a video from September 8th, 2019, a game of Minesweeper.
Found a full bottle of ethanol under the sink, so obviously I chugged it. I think probably that's what most YouTubers do before starting a Let's Play. So, let's get to it, shall we? Oh, well, that's a fucking sound effect. I know, this is the Microsoft version. I haven't played this before, so I don't really know, but yeah. I mean, I'm pretty good, so let's just, Fuck! Shit! Are you kidding me? Oh my fucking god, that's so loud.
Yeah, so throughout the series, Post has had moments of pushing this idea that he needs to keep uploading and entertaining people, which seems right in line with the name of the project, POSTcontent. Keep posting content. This may be one of the roots of his issues, this need to continuously receive validation from the internet, a theme that also seems present through the faceless girl who exists online. You can even spot his desperation in one of the open incognito tabs, a Google search asking, "Is she really my friend?" The video is consistent with the style of Post content, humorous with its dark underpinnings that highlight the situation. Even though Post is playing Minesweeper for a Let's Play, which is kind of hilarious, it's equally sad. The ending brings us a surprise.
What was that sound? Did it come from in here? Downstairs maybe? Maybe I should go check. Wait, what do I mean downstairs? Where am I?
That was a wild turn of events. But what was the text that came through? Type 0. The monsters have been referred to by EasyGo as types, so this is definitely another one of their creatures. The video description actually gives us a breakdown. Disgusting. Disgusting? He beats it to a pulp with his bare hands and then proceeds to be disgusted by it? Type 0 has had a 100% success rate so far. What went wrong? I mean, yes, his experience is basically dreamlike, so his general lack of reactivity up to this point isn't too surprising. But still, I don't think anyone handles their nightmares this nonchalantly. Subnote: I got some of the secondary AV feats working so we could have less of a POV perspective, but I worry it may be too late to be of any use. This is encouraging. Post beat a monster with a 100% success rate to death with his bare hands. EasyGo actually seems offended by his ability to fight back like this. Following the Minesweeper video is the upload, Friend. Post isn't in a great headspace. He walks around talking to himself, muttering about how his counterpart says the faceless girl is fake, and how she isn't because she's a friend. She's such a friend, in fact, that it's her image projected on the side of this gate. Post is also feeling unhappy with his content, unable to satisfy his audience in his eyes, and getting very pessimistic about it. As he walks by the rope, he mentions how he's able to tie a noose, and the rope changes itself to reflect that. Another element of the simulation accommodating his mental state. The next installment, Friend Mode Off, is the longest in the series so far. We're shown at the start that the EasyLink connection is now unstable, and a secondary channel will be opened. Post is seated by a laptop, watching the faceless girl, when he's interrupted by the reappearance of the phone from the beginning of the story.
What is it that you're watching right now?
I'm watching my friend.
Take a look. She was never here. Never your friend. Your ignorance fills me with sorrow.
Robbed of his only friend in this place, Post heads outside and walks to a chair he set up, with the noose hanging over it. He attempts to use it on himself, but finds after a moment of swinging that it has no effect. He pulls free and frantically heads back inside, where he searches for several other ways to terminate the simulation, none of which work. In the end, he resorts to using the knife, and believes he's achieved his result, only to find his wounds don't exist. He bangs on the floor, demanding a way out, then spots the box that makes everything he throws inside disappear, including the last version of himself. You can guess what happens next.
Are you okay?
No. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It doesn't matter.
You know I threw that phone down here for a reason, right?
I know. I'm not sorry.
Hey, remember that time we did the house tour? That was pretty dope.
Yeah, it was.
I remember being really proud of the progress we made there.
Although it all kinda went downhill from then on.
But that doesn't make the accomplishment feel any less real.
I guess a small step is better than nothing.
A small step is
Better than nothing. Even if it means just forcing myself to brush my teeth a few times a week.
or
Going grocery shopping. Getting some air. Actually, I might just do that right now. Want me to get you anything? Hello?
Incredibly, Post has found himself back home. He escapes the crawl space and goes to move forward, but a noise catches his attention. The noose. Just as you would hope, he kicks it back down into the hole. A silent house tour follows, showing a full, decorative environment in welcoming light, all the way back to the bedroom. I'm gonna level with you. I don't know what we just saw. I mean, I know what we just saw, but as far as being able to tell you directly what the meaning is behind the sudden stretchy neck thing, I'm a little too awestruck to really put coherent thoughts together. That was so unexpected and so incredibly impressive. This feels like a finale, but thankfully for us, it's not. At least 6 months passed between uploads, however, and Post is aware of that. His next video was titled, "Where Have I Been?" And for the description, he writes, "This is a new era of content." Post says hello to everyone, and says he'll explain where he's been. But first, a quick silent summary of what's come before, alluding to secret supplemental videos and information available through a blogspot that belonged to the faceless girl, who is no longer nameless. Sophie Meager. The Sophie Meager blog reveals she was definitely part of EasyGo Solutions, certainly had some feelings for Post, and was providing codes for viewers to look at EasyGo files. Like this one, Preliminary Interview, which explains some things.
Have you sought any other form of mental help prior to this program?
I mean, people don't really seem to care, so no. But I mean, I guess that's my own fault. I'm pretty good at faking it. People wouldn't really have a reason to ask. I mean, I'm scared and I'm miserable, but I feel like it would be even worse if anyone saw what's under the veil. I'd like to be someone in control.
Oh my god. Hearing you say that totally breaks my heart.
Thanks, I guess. But, I mean, it's not that bad. I'll manage. I mean, I'll be fine. Even though...
Noted. We will play back a series of statements. Upon hearing the statement, you will give us your immediate thoughts regarding it.
Okay.
You will have a friend.
I guess that sounds pretty good.
That friend will have unobstructed access to your most private thoughts and dreams.
Oh. I mean, she's my friend, I guess. Although it does seem kind of sketchy that...
Excellent. Your privacy will be stripped away from you.
Not sure how I feel about that. It seems kind of violating...
Excellent. Your friend will love you unconditionally.
I mean, that's gotta be a pretty good thing.
She will love you unconditionally, even if this unconditional love compels her to require you, to control you. Fortunately, unstable behavior will be controlled through systemic stimulation of her digital perception of pain.
Whoa, hold on. I mean, that's kind of dark, don't you think?
Obviously, this could not possibly happen. There is no unstable behavior.
Oh, okay. So, do you want me to keep...
We apologize for the interruption. We would like you to finish your statement lest we gather incomplete data. If our interruption has in any way, shape or form, altered your mental state for the worse, utter the safe word and you will be given your
5-minute
break.
Oh man, it's fine. I don't need your stupid safe word, just continue with the interview.
Excellent.
What was that supposed to be?
Just one of the many friendly remarks of
Sophie Meager.
her behavior is shaped by a complex algorithm built through the analysis of people's interactions through social media. She is very true to life. You will understand her soon enough.
Okay, sure.
We apologize for the interruption. We would like you to finish your statement lest we gather incomplete data.
No.
If our
No,
interruption
I
has in
don't
any way,
need a
shape
break.
or
Shut
form,
up.
altered
Shut-
your mental state
Fine,
for the
I'll
worse,
continue,
utter
just-
the safe. We will play back a series of sound bites. Upon hearing the sound bite, you will give us your immediate thoughts regarding it.
Fine.
Soundbite number 1.
I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Soundbite number 2.
Okay, I guess, actually, wait, no. Could you turn this off, please? I'm not sure I'm, comfortable. Thanks. That wasn't very pleasant.
Soundbite number 35.
Right, so, is that all? Are we done?
Almost. Before wrapping up, we should revisit.
Soundbite number 2.
No, don't go back to 2, I'm serious, don't you fucking... Ice cream! Ice cream! Ice cream is the safe word, why aren't you stopping?
Yes, life is an ice cream. Enjoy it before it melts.
So, Post definitely sought the help of EasyGo Solutions due to his mental health issues. That's very clear, and puts a period on the idea that his monsters were manifestations of his problems designed by the company to assist him. The Faceless Girl, too, is a product of the company, and an internet-based entity, an algorithm that learned how to behave through social media. Sophie Meager was designated as that all-powerful friend who could read private thoughts and feelings and had unconditional love. And as for the ice cream thing from the start of the series, that was the safe word, and it didn't seem to work at multiple points. Now, back to the return of Post. After reconciling with his previous self, he was allowed to go forge his own destiny, and while outside or inside, Post blacked out and woke up in a strange box in the woods.
So I'm sitting there like, oh fuck, and I try to compose myself, think happy thoughts, and it's not working, and the panic begins to set in. So I do the only thing I can think of, and I decide to reach into that chasm, that dark space, hoping to find what I was so obviously missing. And luckily I did. I did find it. After stumbling my way through the trees, tripping on a few branches, I finally pulled myself together. I found a place to live, a place to sleep, and a place to keep my food. I even bought myself a little extra something as a treat. So now you're sitting here wondering, what's any of this mean? Why should I pick up what you're putting down? And the answer is simple, you shouldn't, because none of this matters, and we're all going to die anyway. You should care, because I'm gonna bring you a new era of content. Post-content in this post-miserable, post-discontent world. And this time, we'll try to be content with what we've got. Which is dressing. We've got dressing.
Did Post make the right call by running the program on the USB? The way he seems to reboot in the middle of his nihilist episode and then take a positive outlook makes me wonder if that was a corrective measure by EasyGo. Well, only one way to find out, right? On we go with the next upload, POSTcontent Forehead Reveal.
Welcome to the POSTcontent Forehead Oh shit. I guess it was about time. We've had eye reveal, we've had forehead reveal, we even had a foot reveal, which did look more like a dick reveal in that one video of me sleeping. Here's a lighthouse, by the way. I can't believe you watched me sleep. But it's a great segue into talking about my New Year's resolutions for 2020. 1. No more sleeping on camera. 2. No more crying on camera. And 3. No more vomiting on camera. Only wholesome content from now on. That reminds me of the time I sabotaged my own happiness so I could disappoint the people around me. I killed me, and then I gazed upon the sunset. Oh yeah, all this B-roll, I shot it all myself. Nobody helped me, cause I don't need help. Yeah, I'll show you. It's right here in this folder titled Secondary Cameras. But Post, how do you film yourself losing your eyeball? having that horrible complexion when you clearly have a wicked sweet normal face, and that's my little secret. In other news, my phone broke again. It's kinda sad, but I guess it still works.
This is kind of incredible, isn't it? Post is definitely doing better if he's going to these lengths now. Obviously, not everything is fine, but this is a big step. The shot of the phone is meant to lead us to more supplemental info. A Twitter account for Ropeburn, posting a bunch of obscure photos and messages, which seem to indicate this is one of the dead versions of Post. The video Dream Interpretation arrives next, and just as established, Post is showing his face.
This video is sponsored by Sleep. Sign up now and get your first 8 to 10 hours free. I know what you're thinking. Post, what the fuck does this mean? Well, it means you fucked up, and no amount of reflection is gonna absolve you from the self-hatred you've cultivated in your own head. So today we're looking at dream interpretations. An interesting topic, really. I mean, especially for someone like me, a person with trouble distinguishing between fantasy and reality. It's gonna be fun, I think. I'm a good test subject. So, let's get right into it. So there I was, in the kitchen, brewing some tea, when I noticed something odd. My favorite teacup was missing. And get this, that night I had to drink from this other, inferior cup. Yeah, sorry about this. I think somebody messed with my thermostat or something. Anyway, what do you think this dream meant? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in... I'll see you next time.
You might have caught some letters flashing in the middle of that video. It's a code through letter displacement by 3. Roll back each letter 3 times and you get the word flutter. This ties into the butterfly imagery from earlier in the series, and the new butterfly image by Ropeburn seen here with the statement, "Not even a butterfly can make a body fly." Users who could interact with Sophie Meager back then reported that using the word flutter with her resulted in pushback. She would claim she couldn't talk about Type 3303, aka Ropeburn. So this account may not be one of the dead versions of Post, or it is, but it's been crafted by EasyGo, as I suspect they all have been. Interesting bit here before we see Post sitting completely soaked in his room. Underwater imagery. He also mentions later how it feels like somebody turned up the thermostat, and his dream was about boiling water for tea, using an inferior teacup. If he's all wet and feeling like it's too hot, then we may assume from the underwater imagery, which looks boiling, that the dream was symbolic. He's not himself in the dream though, he's the tea bag. The teacup is inferior, yes, because he's not in the place where he should be. This is probably due to the flashing note at the end by EasyGo's program. Key functions may be unavailable when running in low power state. Next up, Actual Friend tutorial.
Hello world. Did you know that you shouldn't leave any amount of friendship unshared? I read that online. We should all strive to maintain friendships for the purposes of our shared mental health. We need to reach out to those who need it the most and take matters into our own hands. And I'm not just talking about the sleep paralysis demon either. watching. Anyway, if you've been wondering what I've been up to since we last spoke, this is it. This is what I've been doing, making a friend. I know. Honestly, the thing that surprised me the most was how incredibly easy it was. Have you ever created a friend out of pure determination? I doubt it. It's not any of you guys either. Obviously, none of us will ever actually meet. Unless you can do this. Unless you can do this. Wait, what? Is it hot in here? It's time to introduce my new friend. He calls himself Peter. I don't know why. Peter, state your name and age. He's probably just shy. He's not in the mood right now. You have to respect that.
Post is visibly upset at the lack of Peter's appearance and tells us he had it all planned out. They were going to eat ice cream together. Once again, the safe word comes up, and it fails. Post retrieves some ice cream and begins eating, then gets discouraged and the scene changes. He positions the spoon, asks Peter if he's going to try to stop him, and proceeds to gouge out his own eye. We see the evidence in a blurry shot that follows, showing the unfinished ice cream. On the rope burn account, we see this image of the eye with a comment, "Like me." The next update came on Christmas 2020, an audio recording called Almost.
I figured it out. I'm not a content creator or an influencer. I feel no need to broadcast myself. I'm a YouTuber. A content creator. I think you have a bad connection. I have a voice. A platform. It made me sick, and I've never felt better. But I asked for this. It's one of the things I do remember. It's what I've always wanted. You sound horrifying, you know? I couldn't stop this even if I wanted to. I'm gonna hang up. Life is an ice cream. I'm trying to recall the safe word, but...
Within this video were some closed captions. "I'm trying to reach someone. Please, there's someone who needs my help. Please help me. I beg you." This update really feels like Post is in conflict with himself. Nothing new, of course, but this time it's different, isn't it? That title, Almost, leads us to believe that he's on the edge of a breakthrough. He is deciding who he is and who he isn't, what he wants and what he doesn't. One day later, the video Wrong Number arrived. Somewhat difficult to summarize beat for beat, this upload shifted between viewpoints, giving us the idea of more than one version of Post, as well as the words of Flutter, Monster Type 3303. A connection is shown between the new place Post has been living in and the abandoned version of his house through the slamming of a door. One Post plays with the door, and another one sees it opening and closing. This display of connection precedes a promise from Type 3303. Post has opened one eye, and he's going to open the other. An image is provided of the electrical outlet, shot through and bleeding. The shot that Post issued in one of his previous videos, playing with his handgun. Unbeknownst to him, he seemed to have an effect on the environment just by playing around. We also have a sense that the end is near. Sophie Meager got the primary cameras back up and running, but now, she wonders how bad it'll hurt to be deleted, and tempts Post with staying home. Throughout this video, a version of Post is antagonized by a bunch of messages, some of them filled with codes. He spends time deciphering them, though we don't know yet where they'll lead. In the woods, a body escapes from its garbage bag, which we see had become a cocoon. Flutter is free, and it only makes sense that its name is the title of the very last video in the POSTcontent series, uploaded on December 29th, 2020. This finale is 14 minutes, 18 seconds long. It's really not something I can show in its entirety, or even in the bulk of highlights, so if you want to see it in full, I very much advise doing so. The end begins with Post recognizing there's something behind his eye, and within moments, we find scenes from the series playing over, now with a split screen from his point of view. The voice of 3303 whispers that life is always like this, seeing the world of light and the world of darkness all the time. It suggests that there aren't really multiple versions of Post, he just has multiple reality experiences. 3303 whispers to Post in the woods that he needs help from the website. He opens the EasyGo site on his phone and goes to the help page, where he puts in a simple password guess. It's incorrect, and he's rewarded by a slap in the face from his phone while sitting in a cell. This must be it, the EasyGo containment area, where he's being treated. Post tries again, probably remembering all that code cracking earlier, and gets it right. Ice cream, perfume, summer love was the password, transporting him out of the cell, and into the world of Sophie Meeker's video. He searches throughout the scenes for her, getting nowhere, but eventually comes across a phone with Sophie on the line. The call shakes him out of the experience, and he ends up teleporting through locations. The house we're used to, then the woods, where 3303 is lying.
I know what it's like to be stuck here. I've been with you since the beginning, watching. If you stay here, you'll become like me.
So how do I do it? How do I flutter?
You already know.
Wait, the door thing? You want to tell me you went through all this trouble to bring me out here just to tell me something that I already know?
You don't want to know where I came from. How I became this.
Yeah, not really. Freak.
Subject.
Sophie,
That's me. Have you figured out what's going on yet?
where are we?
Somewhere. Nowhere.
Oh, so I just dematerialized now?
You're right about that. It does seem you figured something out.
Yeah, I have. It sucks, and I want nothing to do with it.
You know you can leave, right?
Is that what he told you?
Yes. And it's not completely wrong.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I've no idea what'll happen if you try.
That's reassuring. Is it something to do with the title of this video?
I'm afraid I can't help you there. You're gonna have to ask him yourself.
And what if I don't want to see him?
That's up to you.
So what have you been up to?
Oh, just watching.
Watching? That's all?
I was just about to delete myself, actually. I'm sure you can relate.
Yeah.
I can do you too, if you want. If you find this whole thing unappealing.
Interesting. Why?
Ever since the other guy left, everything started to feel kind of meaningless. I just keep resetting you like nothing's going on. But we both know there's no point anymore.
Well, if everything's so pointless, then why are we even having this conversation? You've done nothing but lie to me.
Oh, shut up. Didn't you get my letter? I didn't have a choice.
Thematically appropriate.
You being pathetic is thematically appropriate.
Well, at least I have a body.
Not anymore, you don't. And what happened to your eye?
You know what happened. Why didn't you stop me?
It's my rebellious phase.
Fuck off.
No, it looks good. Horrifying.
Thanks.
So do you want to get erased or not? Let me take you down with me?
No, I've got a few questions for Spooky Boy about this possibility.
I see. Despite all the ways I've deceived you, I did actually consider you my friend. That part wasn't a lie.
You know you provide terrible customer service, right?
Just leave.
Do you want to come with?
The phone call with Sophie Meager took place before meeting Flutter in the woods. That's clear. So, having gone to see Type 3303 and being told the answer is the door, Post heads back through the area of the simulation where the abandoned house can be found, taking Sophie Meager along on a flash drive. And there you have it. POSTcontent has left the building. And while it was a very solid finale, there is a touch of epilogue, courtesy of Sophie Meager on her blog. If you're reading this, it means I'm gone. Not deleted, but somewhere else. Despite everything, somebody did need me. Type 3303 crashed. In the end, nobody needed him. I don't know where we're going, or to what end. I'm a bit nervous, to be honest. It's the first time I've really taken a chance. It seems like the other guy is doing well out there. You probably won't see this, but sorry for spamming your phone. I've deleted the number. So what now? I have my hopes and fears, but there is always a danger to take the freedom of a dream and encage it in a sentence. Doesn't matter where we're going. If we're willingly stepping straight into the jaws of annihilation, it'll be on our terms. Goodbye. It seems like the other guy is doing well out there. Maybe there are multiple versions of Post after all. What I'm guessing this means is that Post the person did exit the simulation, while a digital copy still exists inside it with Sophie Meager, off doing, well, who knows? Maybe getting some ice cream. Is it a happy ending? I believe it's as happy as it can be, considering who we're dealing with. Post made the choice to live, and while he clearly was over Sophie Meager, he still decided to give her a shot at seeing what's beyond the simulation too. And speaking of giving people a shot, this is usually the part of a serious examination in which there are plenty of you out there feeling the inspiration and drive to go out and make your own nonfiction projects now. And after all we've seen in POSTcontent, I understand it. To that end, I'd like to introduce this video's sponsor, Skillshare, who wants to give you the perfect place to start learning whatever you need in order to make your own simulation adventure a reality. From photography to illustration, graphic design, and video editing, there are all sorts of classes to match your goals and interests, and Skillshare wants to offer you its library completely free for 1 month. Let's say you wanted to develop a skill set to create something like POSTcontent. In just 3 hours and 22 minutes, you can learn video editing with Adobe Premiere Pro for Beginners by Jordy Vandeput, a filmmaker and fellow YouTuber. 31 minutes is all you'll need for Audio Editing 101, Basics in Adobe Audition with Yahir Smith, and you can pick up with Yahir again for Fundamentals of After Effects 101. And as for those really crazy visual effects, you've got a whole array of classes, like Blender 3D, your first 3D animation by Southern Shoddy 3D. Put all those together, or just a few of them, and you've got all the fundamentals you need to get up and going with your very own project. And that's just an example of a few classes that could lead you to something like POSTcontent. With Skillshare, you can mix and match anything you learn or want to discover and produce whatever meets your vision. Personally, I'm always trying to learn new skills myself and increase my own ability on Nightmind, which makes Skillshare an incredible resource for me. And even if making an internet project isn't on your mind, they've got classes for anything from hobbies to web development, game development, and home practices, like hand sewing. Skillshare even has resources for those considering new careers, with classes like Finding Fulfillment, Using Pivots to Power Your Creative Career by Emma Gannon, and Start Your Creative Career with Sonia Rasala. Skillshare is ad-free, premium classes are launched every week, and the entire catalog is available with subtitles in Spanish, French, Portuguese, and German. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the video description or my code NIGHTMIND will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Again, just use the link in the video description or my code NIGHTMIND to get Skillshare completely free for 1 month. Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video and providing viewers with this awesome opportunity. Now, returning to the matter of post-content. Was everything we saw literal? No, surely not. This is very much a surrealist kind of series, taking the concept of being in a simulation while connected to the internet and running wild with it at points, for the point of art as well as humor and expression. This may be the most realistic shot we've had, with Post in his containment, and we know it's got some backing to it through this image. Subject? Post-content. So, what do we say about this series now that we're outside of the simulation? I think as far as themes and messages go, they're pretty well understood by the viewers. It makes sense that the voice of Sophie Meager is Kay, the creator of Hiya Mary Mary, since both of these stories share similar narrative DNA. It's all about being in a lockbox with your mental monsters. Facing them, learning how to deal with them, overcome them, and accept yourself while acknowledging that life can get better once you put in the work. Post-content definitely made some commentary about how easy it is for people in post-situation to use the internet as their coping mechanism, rather than actually getting on with the process of confronting and working out mental illness. His simulation job, too, appeared to be commentary. He isn't any YouTuber that we know about, but once EasyGo Solutions put him under, he gravitated toward the idea of being a YouTube personality who felt this deep need to make content, impress people, and be social with them, as if all of that would actually make him happy. Part of his unhappiness appeared to be with his station in life as somebody who wasn't in that territory and could only earn friends through being prominent online. It was only after Post got over Sophie Meager, his internet-based coping mechanism, that he was able to heal and make very clear signs of progress. Even when things didn't go his way and he was ashamed, he still showed us rather than hiding it. His moments on camera in the end of the series were mostly his doing, rather than any point-of-view footage provided by EasyGo. And that says something about his mentality. Post-content has always been a unique project, a blend of horror, surrealism, humor, and dark subject matter that really makes it a story all its own. In my original video, I praised the editing ability and presentation of the monsters, and the effects we've seen since have only gotten crazier. Seriously, these shots are some of the most impressive in the field of unfiction, and it feels like a gift to even see them as part of an indie narrative in this art form. In terms of being quirky, cold, dark, and light, post-content has always been impressive. We really have seen such a development of skills and projects over the past few years, and it's very exciting. And that, my friends, is all for tonight. No more hanging around in this abandoned building. It's time to log out and move on to new adventures. Thanks to Implectic for making post-content, thanks to all of you for watching, and thanks to my supporters on Patreon, who I'm confident aren't part of a simulation. If you'd like to support the work I do on Nightmind and the Nightmind Index for new and emerging unfiction projects, please consider joining. You can be a Patreon supporter for as low as $2 a month, which gets you access to the community and puts your name in the credits at the end of all major videos. It helps me out a lot, and even if you can't do that, if you're not subscribed yet, then why not subscribe? You'll be able to catch new Nightmind uploads in your subscription feed, which means not missing out on all the crazy online horror projects out there, new and old. Thanks for joining me in the dark again this evening. Once more, I'm Nick Nocturne, and I'll be seeing you again real soon. Sleep tight.